Hello all you fellow musicians, it is me, the Gamer Musician. So, while I was working on some other videos, and some are even actually completed already, I'll probably push them back a bit, at least until the Zelda hype died down a bit. Except for that garage sale finds video from last week, that will come up tomorrow. Also, just a quick side note, expect a full E3 thoughts and theories video coming up just like last year. I just have to make it, and that'll probably come up just after E3 ends. Anyway, on to today's discussion video. Musical instruments have appeared as both a plot device and an important aspect of gameplay in many of the Zelda games. We had harps in Skyward Sword and Oracle of Ages, we had reeds and howling in Twilight Princess, we had a conductor's baton in The Wind Waker, Link Between Worlds had the bell, while Spirit Tracks had a set of panpipes. Obviously the most famous of these instruments is the Ocarina. In Minish Cap, it was the Ocarina of Wind. In the original Zelda, it was the Recorder. But in its most famous appearance, it was the Bone Ocarina in Tingle's freshly picked Rosy Rupee Land. Oh, and we also had the Fairy Ocarina and Ocarina of Time. They're also things. And the Ocarina of Time's transformations in Majora's Mask. And don't even get me started on Link's Awakening. So yeah, instruments exist in Zelda. So I think we'll need something in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wilds. But what kind of instrument? What will it do? And where should we get it? That's what I'm discussing right now. Knowing me though, this will probably end up going into a complete 100% theory speculation video with absolutely no evidence, so bear through it. Should be fun though. First off, what kind of instrument will Link play? Well, to be honest, I think we've seen enough woodwinds and strings. So sadly, no more harps, no more ocarinas. Though it would be pretty cool to play a guitar while sitting next to the fireplace, just after cooking a hearty meal. Percussion and brass, though, are significantly less appreciated by the Links of Time. While Link does get instruments like that in both Majora's Mask, through transformations, and Link's Awakening, through the 8 instruments of the Sirens, I'm going to give the point to brass this time. As I mentioned before, in Link Between Worlds, he plays a bell, which is a percussion instrument. So maybe Link will play some kind of horn, maybe a trumpet, which I'm not biased to in any way, shape or form, or maybe something like Skull Kid's horn from Twilight Princess. I even saw one person on Game FAQs mention how funny it would be to have a piano. There's still a lot of speculation about which timeline this game fits into, because we haven't had an official confirmation yet. But even ignoring what I just said though, it would be pretty awesome and eerie if the instrument we get in this game belonged to a character from a previous game in whichever timeline the game fits into, or maybe even before the timeline split. Imagine if, for example, the game is in the child timeline, just after Twilight Princess, and we just got off the Great Plateau, right near the woods. Travelling through, we see the ruined remains of Ordon Village, destroyed by Calamity Ganon. As we continue travelling, we come to the ruins of the original castle town, and we find a small chest. Inside is the horn Skull Kid played, as we saw him in Twilight Princess. I've always believed that the Skull Kid in Twilight Princess is the same Skull Kid from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. As Link prepares the land, leaving the bow with the Gorons, leaving his tunic with Faron, etc., I always thought it made sense that he left someone to guard his sword, the Master Sword. Skull Kid. But recently, I saw a video by Dr. Wily, where he speculated that the Skull Kid there in the forest was a Poe. And the entire theory I had shifted. Even after both of their deaths, the Skull Kid remains eternally loyal to his greatest friend. So after the Master Sword is later claimed by the hero of Twilight, his Poe soul can leave. He no longer needs to remain bound down to the earth to protect the sword, so he leaves his one greatest possession behind, trying to prepare for the next hero that will ultimately follow the hero of Twilight, his sacred horn, the Skull Horn. The horn is shown to have the power to summon possessed puppets, and while it could be Poe powers or leftovers from Majora, it could also be the horn itself. Either way, this game isn't even confirmed to be in the child timeline, and even if it was, the likelihood of us receiving Skull Kid's horn is significantly low. But it was just such a cool thought I had, and I wanted to share it. Also, just a brief discussion on effects of the song before I end the video. Apparently, the Sheikah Shrines will serve as fast travel points, which I like. Obviously, the game isn't going to force you to learn over 100 songs. But Maybe a Song of Soaring-like song would be kinda cool. Also, a day-night switching song like the Sun song. We need one of them. Also, a horse summoning song like a Ponus song or the horse call from Twilight Princess. If my wild fantasy about the skull horn actually becomes a reality, give us puppets. Also, there better be some kind of key song, similar to Zelda's Lullaby or Ballad of the Goddess. Though I doubt that, seeing the Sheikah iPad Sheikah slate. Also, hopefully there'll be other cool effects I didn't think of. Maybe saving is done through a song. That would be cool. Anyway, that's all I have this time. So don't forget to subscribe to me, the game. Oh my god, there's new Zelda amiibo! Oh wow, they look cool. Anyway, like, comment, give this video a share if you're awesome, and subscribe to me for some more video game music themed videos from The Gamer Musician.